Hello and welcome. My name is Todd Hershey, and if I can get my mouth working, I'm happy to start tonight's conversation. Tonight's conversation is about lions and lambs, and I'd like to welcome you all to our very first presentation of something that I hope we will be doing once a week for the next several weeks. And what we're going to be looking at tonight are the concepts of who are going to be the next lions and who are going to be the next lambs in the upcoming weeks. In order to do that, I want to share with you a couple reasons why we're doing this to begin with. The first reason is that I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of people who are feeling a lot of general anxiety and angst and feeling like they're out of control and their situation is out of control between inflation, between government and political situations being so stratified, between just getting older and seeing the world in a different way, and all kinds of other reasons. There's a lot of real hurt and real suffering out there. So I thought I could take a moment and share with you some of the things that I've learned that have helped people in the past based upon what I do and how I do it. And hopefully this will help you. And the first thing we need to figure out is if you're a lion or if you're a lamb. And it's kind of a silly question because we're all lions and we're all lambs, depending upon who's asking and what we're doing. The idea of a lion and a lamb is not what you think generally. It's generally one of those things where people see a lion as somebody who's loud and strong and they've got a lot of money, they've got a lot of influence, they can do this, they can do that, but that's really not necessarily what a lion is going to be coming up. A lion is going to be somebody who's going to be able to affect change in their own life. Because so many things are going to be happening in your world and in my world in the next coming weeks. The true lions are not going to be the ones who devour the other people. The true lions are going to be the ones who are actually able to change themselves such they can help themselves and thus help the people around them. The sheep, I know a lot of people don't ever want to be called or considered sheep, but the reality is that most of us are sheep. Most of us do go along in situations, and that's just the way of life. When the doctor tells me I need to take this test, I get the test. When the mechanic says, hey, this is a problem with this piece of equipment, I get the equipment replaced. We are both lions and we are both lambs, depending upon our given situation. And in order for us to feel less like a lamb and more like a lion, there's a couple things we can do. And these are various things that I've helped other people with. And in order to feel like a lion, you have to feel in control or have a sense of control. And that's really hard to do given today's situations, economically, politically, and everything else, because today in our society, we have set up a situation to make people feel not empowered, but less empowered. And there's a way that that is done. And it's not a coincidence. If you go back to the Perkins book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, you can actually see the techniques. But now the world is so much more advanced, the techniques are far more subtle, and you don't even know that they're being done to you. There's three things that people are using right now to get other people to do whatever they want to. And those three things are, the tools that they work with are obsession, wisdom, and selfishness. What they'll do is that they will take whatever you are obsessed by, and they're good at it. They're very smart. They can count your likes. They know where you spend your money. They understand how to present a media story in the news so that you feel like you are the one who is being praised. You are the one who is being lauded as the smart one, the intelligent one. And you get to start to like that. And you start to hear it a lot with Fox News, CNBC, the news channels that are on the extremes, where they really make fun of the other side. It's an all or nothing. It's you're with us or you're against us. So it's the do nothing Democrats and the gun-loving Republicans who don't care about children. They're going to use certain tactics like that. They're going to use an obsession that you have. And the obsession is not necessarily smoking, drinking, drugs, and food, which are the normal obsessive things that I usually have to deal with in my practice. But there are a lot more subtle things like freedom, the right of who gets to care for whom and why, the idea of, are you popular? Do people like you? You got to remember, this is set up so that we break down into two tribes. And the reason for the two tribes is because when you're divided, you're much more easily manipulated. So that's the idea. And those three things, again, are obsession, wisdom, and selfishness. They use your obsessions, the wanting to be liked, the wanting to feel secure, and they know how to use these with graphics, with what they say, NLP, how they say it, more NLP. And then they use that to their own selfish needs to get you to only watch them. The other night I was watching Fox News and I saw Sean Hannity literally say, after he told 4 direct, bold-faced lies, that this channel, Fox News, was the only channel that you can trust, and that he was the only one that was going to give it to you, quote unquote, straight and tell you the truth, right after telling 4 lies. And what they're doing is that they're creating a situation to where you doubt your own reality. And what we're going to do here is we're going to try and reinforce your reality. We're going to try and reinforce you. We're going to try and strengthen you. Trust me, Sean Hannity was doing that for a reason. And the reason is this: if you don't go anywhere else and become dependent upon him, you're a great revenue source. And CNBC does the same damn thing. I watched it today on CNBC. They were talking about a story regarding abortion, which is a heartfelt, heart-crushing issue for a whole lot of people right now. Whether you had one, whether you haven't had one, it's a serious, serious, serious topic. And they're going to do what? They're going to manipulate things again. And again, how they'll do it? Very simple. They will prey upon your obsession with basically what they have, whether you are for it or against it. They will know based upon what you look at, what you choose to see on the internet, and all their little tracking cookies. That's a wonderful way to do it. And towards selfish needs, and you'll get, emails, and you'll get things, advertisements on your screen. It's no joke. That's the way they're doing it. And the main thing that they want to do is they want to make sure that you don't go to the other side. They want to keep you in one side. There is only one true God. Really? There is only one truth. Really? There is only one. It's always going to. But if you look around, you're going to realize that there's a lot of different religions. And one person's truth of a game and another person's truth of the same game is usually pretty different. The team that wins has one truth of that football game, and the team that loses has another truth of that football game. They might share similar things and everything else, but there's different truths to be had. And so we're going to look at who you truly are. What is your truth? Because a lot by their truth and speak the truth when they can, and they know when to do it. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is what you can do to make some changes. When you eat garbage, let's say you're eating jelly beans, chocolate cakes, milkshakes for lunch, how do you think you're going to feel the rest of the day? Yeah, you probably feel pretty bad. So do yourself a favor and start trying to pick up some different news, like try News Nation Prime. That's a good one. That gives you 2 countering points. They don't just have one side, they got both sides. They got people from both sides on, arguing it out. Fun as hell to watch. It's that old point counterpoint. It's almost like you've got Jane Curtin back with Dan Aykroyd. It's amazing. It's really great. If you want to, try looking at Reuters or AP. If you got economic questions, go see The Economist. They're amazing. And there's no, as soon as somebody starts saying names and different things like that, or due to quote unquote wake up, those are the people that you want to get the hell away from, because they're not interested in you. They're interested in converting you to some sort of weird freakish religion, some sort of weird freakish cult. That's all they want. And you are not allowed to say anything negative, or else they will cancel you, or you will be kicked out of the group. That's what they do. And it is that fear of abandonment that causes most people to say and do things that later they really wish they didn't. So don't go to that place. Also, feel free to ask some of your friends. For example, if my buddy John is watching, ask him about Law and Order. If you want to know about spas, talk to Tammy. If you want to know about jumping a horse, well, my buddy Joe can tell you anything you want to know. And the funny thing is that a lot of these people, you wouldn't expect it. My buddy Joe is 135 pounds sopping wet. He's 5 feet something. He's not a huge guy. And the horses were probably 12 times bigger than he was. And yet he would go over a 6-foot jump on a thoroughbred that was 17 hands tall. It's insane. So start asking the people who are in the know about what you need to know. Don't rely on media sources that have a vested interest in making sure that you say fat, dumb, and happy while they basically prey on your obsessions and make all kinds of money because, well, that's what they're there to do. They're there to be selfish and use you as a tool. All right, so here's part of something that we need to talk about, which is going to get tricky, and that is wisdom. And that is knowing where you're strong, where you're weak. I got some things on my website, some Sage stuff, and I'm going to put up some more stuff. You can actually do the Sage stuff, and it will actually read off like a fill in the blank. And it'll help you understand who you are and why you're here. A lot of what we're doing with the situations that we're in is that we have become so oriented on what we have on the outside and so lost on who we are on the inside that we've kind of lost some of our abilities to understand the finer points in life, like the things that are going to make us happy. And what's going to really make us happy is not wasting time with stupid and negative people. And I know that I'm not allowed to say the word stupid because you can't say that people are stupid anymore. Unfortunately, you can. And this is the reason why I believe that we need to differentiate between stupid and intelligent. And what are some of the markers? Some of the markers of an intelligent person is that they can actually give you reasons for what they're saying, why they're saying it. They've got resources. They can quote you this person over here who's an expert, this peer-reviewed study. The stupid ones can mimic talking points, whether they're MSNBC talking points or Newsmax talking points. It doesn't really matter. All they can do is yell louder and louder and louder. But they just say the same thing. And they don't really have anything other than, well, Laura Ingraham says this, so therefore I must say this. Tucker Carlson says this, therefore I must say this. Or it's one of those things where Keith Olbermann says this, therefore I must say this. Don't get caught up in the stupid kind of situations where you're arguing or having fun, or, well, arguing with people that can't their positions. Last week, I had COVID, which was no fun. And I actually had an interaction between some people on Facebook. And me, I was taught to notarize and notate everything that I did in my work. So I would be bringing up these, different ideas and websites, and this is where you can go to check it out, and these are the statistics, and this is that, and the other people would just scream louder that I should just quote unquote wake up. And even though I had COVID and I was feeling kind of not so great, it was just kind of fun to just play in that arena. It's like there was nothing that they had or could say that was going to change my mind. But there did come a point where I needed to do something very important, which is something that you're going to need to do coming up, which is to walk away. Sometimes you need to just walk the hell away from a bad situation. And there's going to be a lot of bad situations coming up, economically, politically, and different things like that. And you need to be able to walk away from people who are looking to give you negativity, who are looking to scream at you, who are looking to yell at you. There's nothing better than sitting down with a cold one and having a great political debate, sharing ideas and concepts. I live for that. I love that. I hope that you folks will share some of your ideas and some of the different concepts that you have with me, especially on the show. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Please feel put things in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to do whatever you want to. The idea here is that we share and expand our minds and our ideas with each other, and we help each other grow and learn what we can do in the times that are coming up, because the times that are coming up are going to be tricky. And by tricky, I mean a collapsing economy. Remember how they said we wouldn't have inflation, and now we do? Remember how they said they wouldn't have raised the interest rates, and now they do? The old joke, how can you tell when a politician is lying? His lips are moving. I want to create something here to where we can be together and we can say, this is what we see, this is what we're happening. And in order for us to do that, we have to be proactive in what we can do. And just to be clear, I want to be clear on what it is that you can do, okay? Because for some of you, putting $100,000 over here in this investment is no problem. For others of you, it's a virtual impossibility. And what we need to do is figure out who you are and why you're here. And in order to do that, I want you to today take just a second and ask yourself, what is my greatest talent? What did God give me that nobody else gave, that nobody else got? I guarantee you there's something in there. Something about you is special. Something about you is amazing. Something about you may have been told when you were a kid, no, you know what? You ain't that special. No, you know what? You ain't that great. And you buried it. It's time to dust it out. And just like that, there are some of you who were told you're nothing but special, amazing, and wonderful all of your life. And I got bad news for you. You're really not. You're just another person. And we all have to put in the exercise. We all have to put in the sacrifice. We all have to put in the work. Nobody gets a diamond out of the ground that looks like that naturally. It takes work. It's got to be cut, cleaned, shined. It takes work. So what I'd like you to do is think about something that you can do to help somebody else, or something that you enjoy doing. And I'd like to, over the next couple of weeks, help everybody figure out what the purpose of their life is. Okay? And by that, I mean the purpose and the meaning. Okay? The meaning of your life is to develop your gifts. The purpose of your life is to share those gifts. And in the next coming weeks, I'm going to show you just how to do the meanings and how to do the purposes. Now, the next thing, as some of you know, I'm kind of a big believer in seeing what's happening in energies and all kinds of fun things like that. And what I know is that in the coming week, there's going to be all kinds of opportunities for people to manifest new and different things. As old things fall down, as we go out of the Piscean age and into an Aquarian age, we're going to get all kinds of new opportunities to reinvent ourselves, to change our lives, to become something new and amazing. For me, this is what I've always wanted to do. But for me, I could never do this because of the fact that the technology was not here. And for the longest of time, I've always wanted to be able to reach so many different places. And I've never been able to reach so many different places at one time. I would usually jump on a plane, fly here, fly there, go to this place, go to that place. And at my age, that's starting to get old. So this is an absolute godsend to me. To be able to talk to you like this is a godsend. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about a dream that you've always wanted to do. Okay? What is it that you have, and what is the dream that you've always wanted to do? And get ready to start living that dream, because just basically what I know is that in the next coming week, you're going to have the opportunity to manifest whatever that is, to just dive in and start to be able to do it. And the only thing you're going to need to do, though, is you're going to need to stay strong. You're going to need to complete. You're going to need to keep doing it. And if you do those things, then you're going to just be unstoppable. Okay? For those of you who have questions about what your obsession is, or how people might have been manipulating you for selfish reasons, and unfortunately there are very selfish people. There's a lot of really great people. 85% of the people are absolutely wonderful. 10% can be bastards, and 5% can be completely off the wall sociopathic, and the other 5%, well, Hey, I'm mixing a hodgepodge of all kinds of different stuff, but you never know. And that's why you should always, always, always realize that you come at this with three things to defeat three things. Three things that you come at is you come with love, you come with compassion, and you come with wisdom. Because not everybody's going to do that. You will find people, once you start this path and start working with this stuff, you will find a lot of greedy people who see you succeed and they want part of your success. You will also find that there will be a lot of people that are very angry at your success and will come at you with hate and say very negative things to you. And try to stay away from those as much as you can. And then you will also find the ones that are in just flat out, fantasy land, denial, who can't do anything but other than live in their own little reality. So when you come across these people who are in the negative half, then do yourself a favor and walk back to the ones who are loving and compassionate and wise. Seek those people. Do not seek the other. And you can tell who they are very easily by, are they saying what about the other person? Are they name calling? Are they doing different things? Because those are the sheep. Those are the people who are being told what to tell you. And those are the people who you need to be a lion against. Okay, that's it. I gave myself 20 minutes to talk. I'm at 22. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through my website, Todd@ToddHershey, or my email at todd@toddhershey.com. Feel free to, as always, like, subscribe, and do the other things. And if you would like, please feel free to submit any questions or ideas, and I promise to answer them next week. I'll have my phone open and my email open for the next 30 minutes in case anybody has any questions on any of the things I said or a situation in their life that they would like a little bit of help and clarity on. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe.